Only one word can describe this battle. What? They forfeited. But look at their team. Pretty much the greatest battle ever. Here's a good match I had a few minutes ago. Pretty interesting too, because we both lead with attack form Deoxyses. Qtaro, whoever she is, her Deoxys actually runs a physical set as opposed to my special set. So it starts with an extreme speed, which is a priority move. Hang on with Focus Sash, and then I attack it with Dark Pulse. It also has a Focus Sash. And I eventually just decided that I wanted to keep my Deoxys around a little bit longer, so I swap out to Tyranitar, expecting maybe another extreme speed or something of that sort. And it actually, she predicts pretty well, and she goes for the Superpower, which is a great move on her part because it takes out Tyranitar in one hit. But at the same time, I'm able to take out Deoxys with the Sandstorm damage at the end of the turn. So everything is kind of alright right here. Things weren't really in my favor though with the 1 HP on the Deoxys. Next, she sends out Kyogre, and I switch into Palkia, which is a good switch because Palkia resists Water Spout, which is Kyogre's main attack. I go for the Spatial Rend, but she actually switches out, probably knowing that Palkia will pretty much resist anything it throws at it, and sends out Mewtwo. I don't know what her plan was with the Mewtwo, but luckily Spatial Rend gets a critical hit and takes out Mewtwo first turn. So then she sends right back out Kyogre. Uses Thunder, which has 100% hit from the rain, but it doesn't do much. And I use Spatial Rend, which takes it a little below half. Next turn, Thunder happens again. I don't get the Paralyze. Spatial Rend, and Kyogre goes down. This was a pretty intense match. Had no idea where it would end up going, but it turned out nicely. Alright, here's the first video I'm going to show y'all from the Global Showdown. It was one of my first matches, and this match really showcases the Trick Room aspect of my team. Dude leads with a Machamp, and I'm leading with my Deoxys attack for this, so I figured I could probably outspeed the Machamp, and then it didn't have a Focus Sash. So I go for the Psycho Boost, and I do actually get lucky on this one and take out the Machamp without taking any damage. So, yay. Then he sends out a Scizor, and I honestly don't have anything that would do much to a Scizor on my Deoxys. So whenever it's Swords Dancing, I go for the Trick Room, kind of really hoping for it to actually take it out or at least get to the 1 HP Focus Sash. Whatever, I switch out the next turn to Amistar, and it's still just Swords Dancing this turn. So the next turn it starts using Bullet Punch, which is a priority move, and it kind of overrides the Trick Room anyway. But Amistar survives thanks to its awesome bulk, and it goes for the Ancient Power. And I do get the boost, which is pretty swell. But it doesn't really matter, because next turn he goes for the Bullet Punch once more. I then switch out to my other Trick Room sweeper, Marowak, with the Thick Club, which makes its attack like monstrous. And surprisingly, he doesn't go for the Bullet Punch again. And I did figure that Marowak would be able to survive it anyway due to its great physical bulk. Then the Trick Room is over, and he sends out Vaporeon, which I am weak against. And Vaporeon goes for the Scald, which is pretty bad, but I survive it barely. I go for the Thunder Punch. I kind of expect it to do more. It does alright. Enough to take it out in 2 turns. But the Scald damage from the second turn does take out Marowak. So I just think no big deal. Trick Room is over, so I swap back to my Deoxys attack. And at this point, I just go for the Psycho Boost to finish it off. And that's pretty much how the Trick Room part of my team works. It works better when there aren't a billion priority moves used, which I've seen a lot of so far. Here goes another interesting video from the Global Showdown. This guy leads with a Scrafty, and I don't really have anything good against it. So I try and set up a Trick Room first turn while he sets up Dragon Dance, just to try and throw him off. And I think that the Dragon Dance might bring his speed up, but it doesn't quite bring him up to as high as I thought. But I go for the Ice Beam anyway this turn instead of switching out to Marowak, so I can give Marowak a fighting chance whenever it appears. So he takes out Deoxys the next turn. Kind of a sacrifice. Then I send out my Marowak. And here I go for the Boomerang. Take out Scrafty. Then he sends out his Breloom, which uses Protect first turn, so it can negate the effects of the final turn of Trick Room. So, the next turn it ends up using Spore and putting Marowak to sleep. And then, with Marowak helpless, it uses Bullet Seed to take it out. So then, I swap in to Palkia, hoping to be able to take out this Breloom. And I use Spatial Rend, but the Breloom has a Focus Sash. So it uses Spore again and puts Palkia back to sleep. Uses Bullet Seed. It gets a pretty good critical hit, actually. And it doesn't take it out because it only hits 3 times. But then it uses Protect for some reason, in case I might wake up on this turn. And then it uses Mach Punch to make sure that if I wouldn't be able to take it out that turn. So that was an interesting, good battle.